Yeah, let's start with the quarterbacks, obviously. We'll start with Patrick Mahomes. What a statistical season. As I said, this is his fifth Super Bowl appearance in 7 years, John. He has 4,714 all-purpose yards this season, 28 touchdowns. He's just absolutely amazing. Now he's got people around him that make a big difference. A collection of young wide receivers, old wide receivers. The group involves DeAndre Hopkins and Hollywood Brown. It involves J.J. Schuster-Smith. It involves young guys like Xavier Worthy and Sky Moore. Travis Kelce, 106 receptions this season. They don't use him every quarter, but suddenly he gets open and he just keeps making plays. So Kansas City's got just a collection of really good people around Patrick Mahomes. Philadelphia's offense right now is Saquon Barkley. Barkley having a phenomenal year, 2,447 yards rushing, almost 6 yards per carry, 18 touchdowns on the ground. Not bad. The big thing, he's tough to stop, and if he gets to the second level, your linebackers and your safeties and your corners are going to have trouble bringing him down because he's got the dimension of an extra gear once he runs to daylight. Saquon Barkley, phenomenal. Jalen Hurts has had a good season. His game has changed a little bit because he's been dinged up. But Hurts comes into this game with 4,160 yards, all-purpose passing and running. He's had his fingerprints on 39 different touchdowns, throwing and running. Hurts is different, obviously, than Mahomes, but Barkley is much different there. And, of course, both these teams' defenses are really something. What Spagnuolo does with his defense is absolutely amazing, moving people around, showing you one thing, sending a blitz from somewhere else. The guy has no fear that his guys are going to get there and make plays. Philadelphia's just mean street football. They are so big and they are so tough. Their front seven is probably the best in the National Football League, and they got a bunch of young guys in the secondary that they're not afraid to put out there in single coverage, who are athletes who can run, who can make plays. I just think across the board, these are two really, really good football teams, almost complete football teams. And John Riley says,
earlier in the year, you were talking about how the Chiefs had like turnstiles on the offensive tackles on each end of it.
Yes.
And they seem to have obviously filled that gap.
Well, they moved their Pro Bowl left guard, Joe Thuney, ex-New England Patriot, out to left tackle. And he has held up really well. However, when we get to the matchups, you're going to see that this might be a bit of a different challenge this weekend. They've kind of solved it, but we don't know now because maybe they have to move some people back just because who they're playing on Super Bowl Sunday and who they're playing on Super Bowl Sunday has a really, really good defensive front. But so of the superstars, who do you like better?
Well, you got to love Mahomes. I mean, though, I think what he is doing is spectacular. If they pull off the three-peat, I think you could argue that he is certainly on a trajectory better than Brady, but really could be considered the greatest of all time. So the stars with Kansas City I like, but you know what's weird with the Eagles is they have a lot of star receivers on that list. I mean, what are the names of some of their receivers again?
Well, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and the tight end Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
Those are the three guys, and they do make plays. But right now, their offense swirls around that guy. What Saquon Barkley's done has been amazing. And he was a really good running back with the New York Giants on a bad team, and he had to overcome 2 different years of major injuries. But he has stayed healthy, and he has been heavy duty. He's really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how good he is with Philly and how different he was with the Giants. I mean, what was the problem? Was it with New York? What did Philadelphia figure out?
Philadelphia's got a better roster. Their offensive line's better than the Giants. They have a better quarterback than the Giants had. Barkley had to do it all by himself, and he couldn't do it, and then he got dinged, and he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He's healthy, and he's surrounded by really good people. Oh,
and he's just a good guy, too.
Yes.
You know, he really is savoring this whole opportunity.
Penn State guy.
Yeah.
Good guy. Okay, those